Who's ready for some spooky season wine pairings? I'm Sarah Tracy. I am a sommelier and lifestyle expert based in New York, and I am very excited to be back with Fresh Cravings for the next episode of our series, Dips and Sips, where I take Fresh Cravings zesty salsas, luscious hummus, and creamy dips, and teach you how to pair them with some of my favorite wines. Tonight's theme, in case you couldn't tell, is Halloween. That's right, I don't dress up like a space girl Martian on any given Wednesday, but for you guys, I thought I would debut my Halloween costume a few days early. Halloween is one of my favorite times of year to entertain, whether you're having a party for the entire neighborhood or you're just planning on snuggling up on the couch with a scary movie. Who doesn't love a spooky charcuterie board, or as I like to call it, char spookery. Tonight, we're gonna get creative. We're gonna turn the old wine and cheese night upside down, kick it up a notch with some really fun flavors. And of course, I'm gonna share some fabulous wines to pop. Let's get into it. When I build a charcuterie board, I always start with the stuff in bowls first. Once I have my bowls on the board, then I kind of position everything else around it. So to kick it off, let's talk about this bowl right here. This is the Fresh Cravings roasted red pepper hummus, and it is a luscious, creamy hummus, especially made with Chilean olive oil that just gives us this beautiful, dreamy texture. Of course, topped with succulent roasted red peppers. And I thought a fun way to present it for a char spookery board would be to put it inside a pumpkin. You can either get a mini pumpkin and hollow it out, or I was able to find these little pumpkin-shaped bowls, which worked really well too. So when I first started thinking about my spooky charcuterie board, I have been seeing these witch's fingers breadsticks around for a couple of years now, and I've been waiting for the right opportunity to try them for myself. I think they turned out so creepy and cute. The plan with this board was obviously to make it a little kitschy and funny with these like little clever witchy things, but also have it feel very elegant because it is a wine tasting party after all, and I wanted to feel upscale, and I think these are just the perfect thing. They could not be easier. When I entertain, one of my favorite tricks is to find some great products at my grocery store and then just figure out how to slightly tweak and up a level them just a little bit. And this is a perfect example of that because these are made with canned breadstick dough. Yep, the can that's in the refrigerator aisle that you pop open. All you do is you roll out the dough into skinny ropes, and you get this shape by tying a knot in the middle of the rope. Gives you that knuckle, and then you press an almond on top. Finally, I sprinkled some sesame seeds on here to make it look like she had creepy warts and hairs on her fingers. And to pair the witch's fingers breadsticks and the roasted red pepper hummus, I went with the party starter, which is Prosecco. Prosecco is a great option if you're entertaining a group because a bottle of proper champagne from France will cost you about $50 plus. But if you want to serve something fun and sparkling, a bottle of Prosecco from the Veneto region in Italy will cost you $12 to $15, maybe even less than that if you get a good deal. And this is made in a different way than champagne, and it definitely has a different flavor profile, but the whole point of Prosecco is supposed to be fizzy and fun and delicious and bright and juicy. And it's super festive. You could fill up a whole cooler, and this is something everyone can sip on all night long, and it just is a great kickoff to the party. This is my kind of trick or treat right here. I don't need the candy, but give me a glass Prosecco and I'm a happy girl. My next pairing is with the Fresh Cravings restaurant style salsa. It comes in mild, medium, or hot, so you can choose your own adventure there. I'm using the medium tonight. And I love the idea of salsa on a spooky charcuterie board just because of that bright red color. Could be like a little vampire bloody if you had that inspiration in your mind. And again, I put this in one of our little pumpkin bowls. And to dip into it, I made cheesy Tortilla Ghosts. Ooh. This is simply some melted cheese between two large tortillas. I added some diced green chili and some fresh chopped cilantro to definitely give it a little bit more of a sophisticated flavor profile. Little bit of acidity from those pickled diced chilies, the fresh herbs. If you don't like cilantro, parsley is totally fine. Once you melt your cheese between the two large tortillas, you get a ghost-shaped cookie cutter. And just cut them out with the cookie cutter, and they are so yummy. They look adorable. I used pepper jack cheese here, but honestly, the melty cheese of your choice will be just delicious. And these are so cute to just dip in the restaurant-style salsa. So to pair this, I went with a Sauvignon Blanc. I think specifically a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc would be really perfect here. You're gonna get flavors of lime zest, of tropical fruits like lychee. It's gonna have a nice, crisp, refreshing herbal note with the salsa and a little bit of that fresh cilantro and green chili in the Tortilla Ghosts. This is perfect. A lot of Sauvignon Blanc even has a little bit of a bell pepper note to it as well. Sometimes, depending on where Sauvignon Blanc is grown, you'll even get a little bit of a jalapeno aroma. It can hold its own against salsa. Salsa being very zesty and vibrant itself, you don't want to put it with a wine that's too delicate. You're not going to be able to really taste the nuances in the wine. Got to create some balance here. So a white wine that has some zest and some zing to it is the perfect pairing for the restaurant-style salsa and our cheesy Tortilla Ghosts. You might be wondering what these creepy eyeballs are on my board. These are stuffed mushrooms that I made with the Fresh Cravings Classic Hummus. I mean, is it just me, or the stuffed mushrooms always the first thing to get gobbled up out of all of the appetizers? Everyone loves a stuffed mushroom. To make these, I hollowed out some mushroom caps and roasted them in the oven. Then I stuffed them with the Fresh Cravings hummus to make them super creepy and spooky. A slice of olive here to make the pupil of the eyeball. And then I took a roasted red pepper strip and just cut little pieces out of that to give it some bloodshot veiny eyes. These are so creepy, the zombie eyeballs, but again, they also feel a little bit sophisticated, which is really the vibe I'm going for on this board tonight. To pair with mushrooms, one of the most classic pairings is Pinot Noir. It has a nice earthiness to it. Pinot Noir and mushrooms is an amazing pairing. It's super classic, and I think it works really, really well. The next thing I added to the board were some cured meats. I did a variety here. So we have a spicy sopressata. Again, I love the color. It's a little spooky looking. I found a red wine and black peppercorn salami. I mean, that was perfect for dips and sips. And then finally, a little prosciutto. I went with some spooky oil-cured olives, and I just loved the tone they brought to everything. Plus, they're so yummy and salty and delicious. I found some inspiration in my produce aisle with these creepy long black grapes. They kind of look like demon's fingers or something. Can fill in your board with some nuts. I did some almonds here. I love to add a touch of green. I have little clusters of fresh thyme around my board. Added some creepy spiders and just kind of dotted those through. I added a little bowl of cornichons just because they're my favorite. I love these, and I love the bright pickly crunch, especially if you're snacking on some salami or sopressata or prosciutto. They're a nice palate cleanser. And that's it. I hope you all have a very happy and safe Halloween. And again, who needs candy when you have amazing spooky charcuterie board, great fresh craving salsa and hummus, some delicious wines. Cheers!